Rise and shine, Gunners. Here's what's cooking in North London today. Real Madrid won't be signing William Saliba until 2026, apparently, which is good of them. Florentine Perez must have missed the Frenchman, confirming only last month that he wants to become an Arsenal legend. If Mikel Arteta and his players needed more proof of how much damage they inflicted on the egos of Jude Bellingham and his Madridista mates last Tuesday night, then reports from Spain that Perez has made it his mission to snatch Saliba away in a couple of years suggest the European champions are rattled all the way down to their white cotton socks. The real president is still an obsessive collector of Galacticos, and as far as he's concerned, everyone has their price. It says much that the player Madrid have targeted for a well-timed charm offensive is the French defender, who made his close pal Kylian Mbappe look like a journeyman last Tuesday night. To have any hope of overturning a daunting deficit in Wednesday night's Champions League return, the European champions will have to stop Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli running riot once again. Carlo Ancelotti has also got to find a way to deal with Martin Odegaard's invention, Thomas Partey's industry, and Declan Rice's free kicks. But the bottom line is that Madrid have to score at least 3 goals, and for that to happen, Saliba will have to have one of those nights. Forget this result. The Premier League title race was already done and dusted before Yoane Wissa hooked home a Brentford equaliser to cancel out Partey's rampaging opener. Wissa stayed humble by celebrating with a moment's meditation in the style of Erling Haaland and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Liverpool now need just 9 points from their final 6 games to be crowned champions. 8 will probably do it given their superior goal difference. But Arsenal eyes were always on the Bernabeu rather than the top of the table. It was no surprise that Arteta made 5 changes to his team, but with centre-back enforcer Gabriel Magalhaes missing after surgery, it would have caused Ancelotti to raise one of his famous eyebrows to see Saliba in his usual position. Thomas Frank's team have made an art form of being stubborn. They're not slow either when it comes to putting a foot in. Just ask Gabriel Martinelli. The Brazilian was hit by a tackle that Sergio Ramos would have been proud of when he was sent spiralling by the boot of Bees' skipper Christian Norgard. Frank's attempt to calm the seething Arteta on the touchline didn't go down well either, especially when Simon Hooper opted for a yellow card rather than red. The last thing the Gunners' boss needed with a handful of Real Madrid's scalp in his grasp was another injury. Ben White was missing with a knee problem that is expected to clear in the next 72 hours. Saka, Odegaard, Lewis-Skelly, Mikel Merino and Jurrien Timber were moved to the bench. Arteta was preparing to bring the first 3 on after an hour when Rice and Partey showed they've got plenty of strings to their bow. Frank will be furious about how his men were exposed by a counter-attack from their own corner. But David Raya's throw found Rice, and he galloped fully 70 yards before inviting Partey to slam a shot into the roof of Mark Flecken's net with the perfect pass. In Madrid, they are already talking about La Remontada, a comeback to rival the way Barcelona overturned a 4-goal deficit against PSG in 2017 by winning the second leg 6-1. You can be sure that Ancelotti will have taken note of how the Gunners struck so ruthlessly with a blink of an eye break. Even when Wissa brought Brentford level, Arteta opted to bring off Rice rather than hope his in-form midfielder could win him the game. Saka almost did the trick anyway, with an injury time effort that curled just wide. But now it's onto the Bernabeu for the Gunners and the chance to show why they've been installed as Champions League favourites.